Welcome back to my channel. I'm Elma. Thank you so much for joining me for this it's not a first impression, this demo review of the Diorskin Forever Foundation and the Clarisonic Foundation Brush. I'm gonna be demoing it for you guys and also giving you my review and my thoughts. It was initially gonna be first impressions, but this is actually the second time I'm filming this video because I did not like the footage the first time. And if everything goes well, this should be out later today around 5 p.m. EST. Yes, it is 15 minutes to 1 a.m. on a Wednesday. I don't know, just I wasn't feeling well and I wasn't feeling like filming, but now that I have a studio space, it's just like lights, camera, action, let's do this. So let's do this. If you like this video, don't forget to give me a little thumbs up, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to click that little notification bell so you're notified when my videos come out, which are usually Wednesdays and Sundays. And you know what, let's just get right into it. So as you can see, I have my makeup on, like my eye makeup on, and my brows done. And since this is, you know, a review, we're just gonna get right into it. I'm gonna first go in with my Makeup Forever Step 1 Hydrating Primer, and I really love this because I'm dry skin and it really works well with any foundation and tool that I've ever used. Like, it's so refreshing and hydrating, but at the same time like tacky enough for your, you know, your foundation and stuff to just you know, stick to your face, which is really nice. The foundation we're using today, like I said, is the Diorskin Forever Perfect Foundation Broad Spectrum SPM 35, and it looks like this. And it comes with a pump. I'm always a fan of a pump, especially when the foundation is $64 Canadian dollars. I have like all the info over here, so that's what I'm looking at. And like I said, my color is in Ochre 041. It says it's medium coverage, that it's for all skin types, that it has a matte finish, and what it is, a non-oily textured ultra fusional medium to full coverage fluid foundation that delivers perfectly even color correction. Here I have like my Clarisonic, and what I like with this foundation brush thing is that it comes like with little covers like their usual brushes, and this is what the brush head looks like. It's super fluffy, like I really like it, and it's way smaller than your usual cleansing brushes. So this retails, like just the brush head retails for 39 Canadian. It's Sonic foundation brush head. It's good for normal, oily, combination, dry, sensitive skin. What it is, a brush head that uses a patented oscillation technology to generate more than 18,000 microblends per minute, gently providing flawless full foundation coverage in 60 seconds or less. So I have mine mounted on my Clarisonic Mia 2 that I use for my cleansing routine. I'm gonna have a little card over here so you can check it out if you want to look at my cleansing routine, and I use this. I was a little bit skeptical at first because this, like the whole like movement and everything, the whole thing about the Clarisonic is that it claims to really, when you're using it for your cleanser, to really go deep into your skin and like remove all that gunk. So I'm like, how does that work with, you know, with a foundation brush? Does this mean that it's gonna go deep into my pores? I'm a little bit apprehensive about it, but we're gonna see what's gonna happen. And I think is like the only reason I'm doing this video and I actually like finally got around getting it is because of Zenora. I'm gonna put her link to her video over here. Like, she doesn't rave about just anything, okay? Like, if she likes something, you know she likes something, if you know what I mean. And so I was just like, okay, I need to see for myself. I think on one side of my face I'm gonna use the Clarisonic brush, and on the other side I'm just gonna use my regular beauty blender, because I'm more of a beauty blender than a foundation brush kind of girl most times than not. So I'm just gonna put like 1, 2, 3 pumps on the back of my hand and just dot it on my face like I usually would. So let me try not to put some on my hair, get it up here. I don't know if if I should do like one side at a time or just, anyway, we'll see. It has a timer. I'm not gonna follow the timer, and let's just go into it. This is actually, I'm gonna put it on the softest thing because there are like 2 speeds. Okay. Okay. Oh gosh, I hate stuff on my nose. This is so comfortable. But okay, it's blending this really nicely. I will say this. It really is blending it in nicely. Definitely not full coverage, and not as matte as I thought it would be. So, oh god, I hate. Oh god, I hate this. I hate to have stuff on my nose. It has blended that in flawlessly. I'm kind of baffled. Anyway, we're gonna go with the beauty blender on the other side and just pounce as per usual. Okay, so I feel like I got a little bit more coverage here, but it's maybe because I put a bit more here. I'm just gonna add a little bit here, just like especially around this area, because the thing is I'm so sensitive with my nose. I hate it when like oh gosh, it's one of the it just tickles my nose. I'm just gonna go in with like a half pump extra and just, but it does give such a flawless finish, and I like that the brush is actually quite small because it can really get into the crevices, so that's cool. And I'm not even pressing hard on it. Oh god, I hate this. Oh, I hate this. Oh, I hate it on my nose. Like, I'm applying no pressure at all right now. It's just lightly sweeping over. Like, it goes in here nicely though. Okay, so do you see that? I feel like I got back a little bit more coverage by just dabbing a little bit over, and it looks so blended. Like obviously, like this foundation, it's not like full coverage, so that's that. But it's actually a really comfortable foundation. It doesn't feel heavy on the skin at all, and for something that is matte, it doesn't fall that flat on my face. Like obviously, like I have lights, but there's still some skin, like some glowy skin. I'm just adding a little bit here. There's still some like glowiness coming out, like, so it's not like totally matte. So if you're dry skin like me, this is actually not bad, and it's quite a good match actually for like my summer color. I'm guessing that probably during the winter time I'm gonna have to add a little bit of lightning drops, and the ones I use is from whatchamacallit, from the Body Shop, like the white drops. So I'm not too bothered by that, or either way I could just, you know, make it work with concealer. But so far the combination of these two products together is actually really nice. Like I think I'm actually going to be using it. I thought it was going to be a little bit gimmicky, like that was my first impression when this came out. I was like, oh, this is just another gimmick, but it's actually really well, you know, like really well thought out, and I don't feel any of my pores being emphasized in any way, shape, or form. So and when I was applying it, like, you know, going in circular motions, I really was not pressing on my cheek at all. It was like lightly grazing my face. So honestly, I'm just I'm gonna finish the rest of my face and I'll be back with my final. Okay, so I finished applying all my makeup. Are you guys liking this look? If you want to see how I achieve this look, comment below so I can like do a tutorial. And I achieved this look using the Morphe and Jaclyn Hill palette. And if you do not know, I actually have a giveaway that's ongoing, so be sure to check the video up here and also leave a link in the description box as well if you haven't entered it yet. Be sure to enter, it's still ongoing. And yeah, so far I know like some would be like, oh, you know, it's not really fair that you put these two new products you know, side by side. Why didn't you do a review for one and the review for the other? But I think that they match so well together, and I'm really honestly impressed by it. And because I've already played with this foundation before and actually worn it like the whole day and seen how it works and everything, like sweaty, going out, partying a little bit and then coming back home, I can tell you that it is quite long wear. Like, it's crazy. Like, this foundation does not separate on my face. It looks really beautiful, like really crisp. So this is the side that I used the Clarisonic brush, and this is the side I used with the beauty blender. Honestly, you do not see a big difference, but I still kind of do, because I feel like this side looks a little bit more airbrushed compared to this side. Obviously, like, I have hair all over the place, but that is me just being like super meticulous, and like that's what I see in person. But apart from that, you don't really see a difference between applications using either the beauty blender or the brush. Really impressed, because usually when you hear long wear, 16 hours matte, for someone who's dry skin like me, that's a like, I don't think so, because it usually ends up like either cracking on me or just really honestly drying out my skin. But not at all. Like, I still feel like, obviously I have some highlighter on and I did my makeup like I usually do, because I don't find it fair to put like foundation on the review and not use the normal makeup you would use to test out a foundation. I don't know if that makes sense, but basically I did feel that it performed really nicely. I do understand why Jaclyn Hill, because she's the reason, to be honest, I'm not even gonna like front or anything, she's the reason why I decided to check it out, because I've been seeing this foundation popping left and right. But the thing is, I wasn't seeing it enough on people that are like me, like mixed or tan. So for me, like I said, it's the 041 ochre, that's my shade, and it has a yellow undertone. And when it comes to yellow undertones, like, that's my go-to. It's really beautiful. It really matches my skin tone right now. Obviously, I'm a little bit more tan than I usually am during the summertime, but during the winter time, I mean. This, I can say it's buildable, but I can still see, you know, like my beauty marks peeping through, which is something that I personally prefer. Like, I rarely go full coverage. I always like to have you know, my little characteristics not popping out, but like still being there, so it still looks like skin. So if you are like me and you're dry skin and you're scared of this foundation, don't be, because it's actually amazeballs. Anyway, let's move on to my thoughts on this brush. It blends your foundation into your skin. It feels like everything is just airbrushed, and you do not lose product, because I don't know how to explain it, but you just feel like it's like a beauty blender on steroids, I feel. But like, even though with this foundation review, like with this foundation I use, it looked kind of the same, I do see how with, like, you know, a bit thicker foundation, even cream foundation, like the stick foundations, I can see this blending it in really nicely and, you know, like really flawless, because it does give you a really like airbrush look. There are no demarcations. Like, one thing I liked as well is, like, I was scared that it was going to be a little bit streaky, because what I love about the beauty blender is, like, you know, you work the product into your skin and it does not look like, oh, there are marks. That's why I prefer using usually a beauty blender than brushes, even though I have a couple of foundation brushes that I really love. I will say that I'm not going to be returning this, and I think I am going to regularly use it, because it really gives you like a really nice, flawless, airbrushed finish, and it's super fast as well, which is something that usually, you know, it took me quite a little while to blend out all the foundation using the Beauty Blender compared to the side that I used using the foundation brush. Now, this is the little butt, and it's kind of a big butt. No pun intended. But the thing is, if you do not already, because the thing is, like, this brush head comes on its own, right? And it's the brush head that is $39. You need to get yourself the tool itself. And let me not tell you lies. Let me see how much the Clarisonic Mia 2 retails for right now. Retails for $219 Canadian dollars, obviously plus tax. So when you do think about getting this foundation brush, if you already have your Clarisonic Mia 2 or your any Clarisonic, because I think it goes with any brush head, you just have to make sure to really lock it in. What I really like as well is, like, it comes with a little brush thing, which is really a little like cover thing, which is really great because at least your brush is protected at all times, especially if you already have a Clarisonic and you use it to cleanse your face. You know, you're not there leaving your foundation brush all over the place if you don't have like a dedicated area. So yeah, if you do not have the Clarisonic already, that's an extra another $219 plus the $39 if you're planning on getting like the foundation brush head. But if you already have the Clarisonic, honestly, I think that for $39 it's really amazing. Like, this brush is, I don't think that you should run and go and get it if you already have like your preference for like a Beauty Blender or any other specific, you know, regular brush for your foundation. Stick to that. If you want to try something new and you really want that like flawless airbrush finish and you already have the Clarisonic, totally go for it. $39, I feel like, especially for something in Sephora, it's quite decent, because I think you do get some foundation brush at Sephora for at least 50 or so. So I think it's a really nice investment if you already have the Clarisonic, like the brush head, the thingy, the brush head thing. But if you don't have it, I don't think that it's something you should go ahead, rush and buy. Maybe probably wait for the November sales. Oh yes, I do have to say, however, I did not use it under my eyes because I'm scared of getting old. Okay, I'm gonna be 26 like at the end of September, and I feel like I'm gonna like start getting, you know, I don't know how you say it in English, les rides, like, you know, the wrinkles. There you go. I'm scared of getting wrinkles and stuff like that, so I don't feel very comfortable using this brush that is like oscillating around my eye area. I'd rather just go in with a Beauty Blender and just like gently pounce around that area than, you know, go in with something that, hey, for real, I'm done with this video. I do hope you like it, and yeah, tell me what do you feel about this. And also, if you did pick up this foundation, tell me, like, if you're dry skin or oily skin, especially oily skin, I would like to know how it works for you, and it could probably help other people as well. So be sure to shoot a comment and saying like, yo, I'm oily skin, this is how it worked on me, didn't work, it worked, didn't work. Or if you're dry skin like me, if you used it, did you like it as well? Like, I want to know. Like, let's get the conversation going, and I will see you on Sunday. Bye.